Hey, what's up, guys? Chandler here. Just want to do a quick introduction before we start the podcast here. So I was able to have the opportunity to sit down with Kevin of FYM Reacts to do an interview with him. I asked if it would be okay if I could leave the video on the screen to see us talking, so that'll be available for you on YouTube here. Also, if you guys want to listen to it while you're out and about, driving, walking around, doing whatever you like to do, it is available on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts. That's always linked below in the description, and so feel free to click on it. It'll take you right to the podcast if you want to listen to it here. But again, I want to thank Kevin so much of FYM Reacts for taking the time out of his busy day and busy schedule to sit down and have a conversation with me. We talk about YouTube, growing on YouTube, music, all types of fun stuff. So really, really great guy. Make sure you go subscribe to him and check him out. He's awesome. Without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy this episode of the Chandler Burton Podcast. Take care.
You're listening to the Chandler Burton Podcast. Turn it up to 11 and rip the knob off. This is Chandler Burton.
All right, guys. Well, welcome back to the Chandler Burton Podcast. I am your host, Chandler Burton, and this is actually my second guest on the show. We got Kevin of FYM Reacts. How you doing, my man?
Hey man, I'm good. Always good to have a chat with you. It's usually every couple of days anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. We've talked once over like FaceTime or whatever, like through the phone. But yeah, we usually chat back and forth and send voice messages back to kind of catch up on one another. So yeah, dude. Yeah, it's really cool. So, and by the way, I love your shirt, dude. I'm actually doing their new song. Is it Captives? Is that what it is?
Yeah, well, obviously I know they've changed the caskets.
Yeah.
It's really annoying, right? I bought this literally I bought this when they released Glass Heart, because I love merch, whether it's a full like yellow or if it's got like any sort of yellow branding on it.
Yeah.
And literally like a week or something later, we've got to rebrand everything to caskets. I was like, you've got to be joking. And like I need to. I think they just did it because they were like, you know what? Let's just make everyone buy new merch. Obviously, that's not why they did it.
Yeah. That's hilarious. I'm actually doing their new song. I saw that you reacted to it. I'm doing it on Wednesday. So I loved. I did one of their songs and it made me cry. I forgot which one it was. You probably realize I do so many songs that sometimes I forget. Like, oh, what song did I do?
Was it the one where Matt the singer was in a car?
Yeah, I was in a car and like he was in like an office, kind of.
Yeah,
it was that one. That one made me cry, dude. I was like, what the heck? That really hit me.
They've got some hard hitting stuff. I love what they do though, because they're kind of in that. I think they've gone past just they used to be labeled, I think it was alternative metalcore.
Right.
And they've kind of gone past that now. But I love how they've got the heavy bits, but then it's always clean singing. And I know you'll have a lot of the genre gatekeepers will be like, oh my god, it's just all cleans, it's not metal. I love it. I think they're brilliant.
Dude, yeah, man. I love some good singing in metalcore. I'm a sucker for it, dude. I really am. Like, I think it's just great. So, dude, that's awesome, man. Cool, dude. Well, let's go ahead. I wanted to start off and kind of talk about, how we met, kind of, and how we kind of came to be. So I guess I'll start, and then of course you can jump in. So I started my reaction channel April of 2021, so not too long ago. I've been a huge fan of this guy for years. like I've been he got me into bands like Any Given Day, Bleed From Within, which are now like bands I listen to all the time. And I saw he did a Clash Mute song, which was a great band, and I saw your thumbnail and I was like, dude, it looks like he really enjoyed it. I was like, I've never checked out these guys before, and I was still looking for inspiration at the time, so I was like, you know what, I'll just do a song that maybe he did. So I reacted to it, the band commented on it, and then you commented on it, and I was like, oh dude, he's like really nice, and we just we became not that I never thought you weren't nice, but then we kind of just became friends, and I mean it was really because of Clash Mute. I would say we became homies.
Well, I can remember the day. I remember when I can't remember whether it was Ryan, the singer, that shared your video.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. That made me laugh. You're like, yeah, his name's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I remember when I first looked, and I was like Ryan Reynolds. I was like, not that one, although it might be. But then,
there you go. Yeah.
He just posted a link, and I can't remember whether they said anything. It might have said something like, "Oh, I mentioned you in it," and I was like, "What?" And then so obviously I jumped on your video. It shows how shit the YouTube algorithm is, because you know the amount of channels that there are out there, and I'd normally, given the channels that I watch, I'd have expected yours to pop up. Never popped up, and then when I watched it, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, you know, it's still weird when, like, you know, if anyone like references me to anything, it's like I've said to you before, man, even when I'm uploading the videos, I know everyone's like, oh, you know, the videos are really good and the quality, and they enjoy what I do, but I'll still, every time I film a video, unless it's been one of those when I go absolutely crazy, I'll finish it and I'll be like, well, I suppose that was all right. So that's my reaction. Let's upload it, and then people will be like, "Oh, that was sick," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, that's cool, man. But yeah, that's kind of how we met. And then Kevin we kind of just reached out. We became friends on Facebook, Instagram, and we just been talking. I just thought it was so cool. I was like, because dude, I've considered you like a big name in the metal reaction scene, because like, dude, it's cool that, you know, he's talking, because I've been, out of everyone that because I still watch reactions and I still draw inspiration from people. I've been watching you the longest, because I know you've been around for a while, and I was like, dude, this guy is so cool. It's just really humbling to know that you're just nice and willing to talk to a small channel like me. I think that's really cool, man.
Oh, I really appreciate that, man. I mean, I remember what it was like when, you know, I was just like a small channel. I mean, I literally remember when you'll probably know of Orion Reacts.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. I don't know him personally, but I know who he is. Yeah.
Like, I remember he'd literally done a couple of videos, and I don't even know how it had shown up to me, but I just jumped on, and then, like, you know, I commented on one of his videos, and then we started chatting on Instagram, and, you know, he gave me a lot of tips and stuff. He knows his stuff, though. He really knows his stuff when it comes to marketing. I don't know what he does, but there's some secret thing within YouTube's, you know, like when you put your description and everything like that in, there's clearly some secret thing that works, because, you know, at the time when he started, he had, like, you know, a few hundred subscribers, and, you know, he's surpassing everyone. But I suppose he just votes you on the big names, which is absolutely fine. Like, you know, I like to go on generally his band submissions. That's generally who I feature. Yeah. But like, if it's like you know, like Spirit Box, Ginger, who else do I usually feature? Immure, usually, if it's like a new one, but, you know, we all know that if you do those, the sort of popular ones, that helps bring more people to the channel. But at the same time, it's definitely not the reason why I do them. Like Spirit Box doing it, I'm like, oh my god, Spirit Box! Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I love Spirit Box, man. I can't wait for the new album, dude. But yeah, no, I think it's cool, man. I know you do a lot of you know, bands I've never heard of before, and I think it's really cool, man. It is nice to do the big ones sometimes, you know, like for me, like Wage War's done well, Gender does really good, dude. Know who does really good on the channel that I had I was one of my first reactions that I got from one of my subscribers. Freaking Orbit Culture does really good on the channel. Everyone seems to love that band. They're really good, but everyone seems to love them. For sure.
Really, really popular. I remember seeing that name getting mentioned for quite a while until I checked them out. I mean, first time I checked them out, I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. But then after I'd done like the live streams, and I literally had one live stream, and I must have had about 7 songs paid for to be done for.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's cool, man. Yeah, they're have you heard their new song, Fly to the Fireflies? Have you heard that one?
I don't think so, unless
Yeah.
it's been done in a live stream. I don't think so, but I know
Yeah.
I did tell people it's one of those that's going to be coming. I think there's what's quite interesting though at the minute is there's a lot of bands that obviously, with how it's been with the pandemic and everything.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bands that we've not heard anything anything from for quite some time. I
Yeah.
know Savior is one of those, and I'm sure they'll probably they must have something coming soon. Dream State as well. I know they had
Yeah.
an issue. I think they had an issue with the drummer, so I believe I know CJ posted something in the studio, and someone messaged me. They were like, "Did you see this thing that CJ posted in the studio?" I was like, "Of course I did. It's Dream State. I'm obsessed."
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, you actually recommended this on me, and I did it, and that was also very emotional. Yeah, they're going to be with what, Wage War and I Prevail next year, I think. Dude, that's going to
Yeah,
be
man,
that's going to be so good. That's going to be. I'm jealous, man. I think
yeah.
I think it's only going to the UK. I think.
I do have tickets. I do have tickets.
You got
for
them already?
this.
Nice, dude. Well, I've heard rumors that I Prevail is dropping a new album this year. They posted about it like a little while ago, but I haven't heard anything from them. And I'm a huge fan of them. I know they're really popular, but dude, I'm sure it's going to be awesome. I'm sure, especially with
Well,
Wage
it's
War,
about
dude. Heck
time.
yeah, I know it has been a while since Trauma was their last album. So, yeah, dude,
That was great. I loved it.
yeah, dude. The singing got massively improved. I know the vocalist went through some surgery and stuff, but dude, you know me, dude. You and I, we're both just a sucker for those awesome clean vocals, and dude, it's just good. I just like the way his voice sounds. So, great band,
Oh,
dude.
it's great, and it's amazing how fast they became like what I
Dude,
class as a household name.
I can't believe it, dude. They are almost like I'm one of those guys. I don't know if you do the same thing, but I love just checking on Spotify to see look at their monthly users, and dude, they have blown up. Like, it was crazy. There's a tour in the States. It was before the pandemic. Well, it was back in 2019. It was A Day to Remember, I Prevail, and then Beartooth. And Beartooth is a huge. It's crazy that Beartooth opened, and then was I Prevail, and then A Day to Remember. I just can't believe how fast I Prevail has blown up. I'm just like, this is. I'm really happy for them. And everyone's gonna say, well, they're like selling out. I'm like, no, dude, they're just people just attached to their stuff, and I do too. I think they have great music, so that's just awesome, dude. I'm really happy for them. Like, look at me, like talking like I know them, but I am happy for them that
No,
they're doing it. Yeah,
the thing is though, when it comes to this whole term of like bands selling out,
yeah,
it's put around quite a lot, and I think essentially what it means, selling out means songs that are popular that have got a nice hook in them that people become obsessed with, and then
yeah,
obviously they start to dominate the world. Whereas stuff that's not bands that haven't sold out generally kind of obscure, and they're probably going to be one of those that they could make it at some point, but it's much harder. And if the music that a band writes becomes really really popular,
yeah.
what's wrong with that?
Right. Yeah. I agree with that. Absolutely. Dude, I love how we haven't even got to question one, and we're just having a nice conversation. That's what I love about you, dude. You're just so chill.
Always a way.
That's awesome, dude.
Well,
Oh.
I like to be. I'm just not good at figuring out time zones, obviously.
No. For all who don't know, so I am right now. It is what, 7? It's about 7:30 my time, where I'm at, and it's funny. Kevin messaged me saying, "Did you sleep in?" And I was like, "Actually, it's not quite time yet, buddy." And we just mix up the time zones because you're like 5 hours ahead, at 5-6 hours. So I woke up laughing. I was like, am I confused? Where am I? I don't know what's going on.
It's we were convinced you was like 5. I'm 5 hours ahead, but it's
Yeah.
actually 3:30. It's 3:30 here, so
Okay.
So it's a little bit more.
Makes sense.
And Google got it wrong as well. I was like, yeah, he's a little bit late, but it's
Yeah.
fine. And then when I double checked it, it was like, oh no, actually, he is right. I thought to myself, are his eyes not open properly yet?
No, no, dude. I'm up every day. I like to go like walking and those types of things. So yeah, I'm always up, which is nice because I can get most of my stuff done, during the day. I don't usually ever sleep in. So now, dude, worked out perfectly. It's totally fine. So let's go ahead. We'll get started here. So we kind of talked about it already, but if you don't mind, of course, why don't you go ahead, if you don't mind, talking about like just your channel? Like what do you do on FYM Reacts?
Okay, so I suppose if I had to sort of like describe it to somebody
Yeah.
that's sort of like a first timer, so it's essentially a reaction channel primarily to, I mean, I say metal music, but when you say heavy metal now, people generally think of like Iron Maiden, and that's not generally. It's
Yeah.
mainly, I
Yeah.
guess it's mainly sort of like metalcore, hardcore, occasionally
Yeah.
a little bit of deathcore, everything sort of like around that. And I basically usually look to feature the bands that not everyone else is doing. I mean, I literally just go into my inbox, because I've got something like 7,000 emails
I saw
in
that.
there
Yeah.
currently.
I think saw
Yeah,
you
it's
post
mental.
that. I was like, wow,
Yeah,
man.
it's crazy, man. And yeah, it's obviously just like first time watch as it is whenever you do your videos as well. And then I just give my thoughts on it. I'm not one of these that goes into like the technicalities of
Yeah.
what scale was used on the guitar. I'll know if I like something. I say how it makes me feel, and then I also do the live streams as well. So
Yeah.
that's fun. It's
That's
nice to
awesome, dude.
connect with the people that you wouldn't normally get to. Normally, when people are just commenting, they can like comment to me live, and people will jump on if I'm featuring a band with a female singer, and they'll have a bit of a banter with me and tell me I'm being a simp.
Do people really say that to you on the live stream?
Yeah,
Really?
dude. It's hilarious. I've got bless him, right. There's this one guy, username's called Nicky Slam, and I know I won't mind me mentioning this at all, but like I'll start up the stream or anything, and then it'll be, I don't know, like Future Parlors, Dream State or whatever. And
Yeah.
like, oh, Kevin's simping again.
I'd be like,
it's
what?
funny, dude.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you have a good sense of humor about it, because I'd be like, what? What are you talking about? Oh
yeah,
man.
I know him quite well. Like,
Okay,
if it was
good.
someone else,
Good.
if it was somebody else, I'd be like, oh, not one of these.
You're like, please, no.
Nicky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, Nicky's sound.
That's awesome, dude. Have you ever, before I get into question one, have you ever, because I don't know if because again, I've been a fan of you forever. Has there ever been a time on a video where you're like, I really don't like this. This is horrible. This is terrible. Have you? Because I've never seen, you're always so positive in your videos. So I've never seen that before.
Yeah, there was one, I think the one that I've never recorded. I've never recorded anything and not published it.
Yeah.
But there was one by A Day to Remember. I think it was Brick Wall, and normally I do really enjoy A Day to Remember. Yeah, but I was just like, no. But
pretty bad,
normally
huh? Yeah.
I knew everyone pretty much was like hating on it, and normally like there was one song they did once with another band. I can't remember the name of it, but it was very sort of pop, more electronic. I can't remember. Was it Marshmello?
Yeah, no, they did Rescue Me with Marshmello. Yeah.
Love it, absolutely love
Me
that.
too.
And
I liked it a lot.
Yeah. See, people hated that, and I was like, oh, well, maybe this is going to be the case with Brick Wall. I was like, nope. I think I literally finished it. I remember just being like,
you're like, what?
What's happened?
That was
interesting. I always try and sort of like take a positive from it, because even ones that I've featured that I've not enjoyed like massively, I'll still say, well, I can, because somebody could send me the best slam band in the world and it'll just sound awful to me, because it's just not. It's not my cup of tea, but I'll still give it a whirl,
Cool. At least you're honest, dude. I'm there's a few songs where I've said this is not for me. And what's funny, one of the guys who like requested the song, they're like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, dude, it has nothing to do with you as a person. It's just for me, it just didn't vibe. And I'm just like, it's just good to just, be on, because like, I mean, every artist or every band, like, they're gonna have songs that we don't like. I mean, I'm a huge Wage War fan, and dude, they have songs I don't even like. It just happens. But I agree with you on Brick Wall, dude. I was so excited for your welcome. I'm an album guy, and I buy albums and I listen to them. So I listened to that album when it first came out, and Brick Wall was the opener, and it had some moments in it I liked. I was like, okay, this sounds okay, but overall, it was just kind of a mess. They do, I don't know if you've heard it, but they have a song called Last Chance to Dance. That's like the heavy one. That one's, I think you'll like, that one's a really good one. But the rest of the album, dude, is, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I do think I might have heard it. I've been getting them requested a lot in the streams recently, but I think the trouble is, because of the amount of music I've now been exposed to in the last like 3 or 4 years through the channel, stuff that before I'd have been like, oh, this is amazing. Now I'm like, doesn't really cut it.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's cool, man. But yeah, Dan Remember's new album it's not great. it's not that good, which is a bummer because I'm a huge Data Remember fan. I've been a fan since I was like in middle school, so but it is what it is. But everyone's gonna have a stinker every once in a while. So, but
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, let's go ahead. Let's jump into a couple of questions here. Again, I asked you if you wanted to go in blind or if you wanted to know beforehand, and you said you wanted to go in blind. These questions will not be anything scary or anything bad. I promise.
I like scary films, man.
Me too.
As long as like Freddy Krueger's not going to come up my stairs and stick some scissors up my ass, we're all right.
I planned the whole thing. It's going to be up there in a few minutes, man. Could you? That'd be hilarious. All right, so question one I have for you here, dude, is so why did you start your channel? Like, what inspired you to want to start FYM Reacts? I don't think I actually don't know this, so I'm curious.
Okay, so
I'm ready.
There's a guy from Liverpool in the UK. Doesn't do reactions anymore, but he was called Truant. I imagine you'll probably be aware of him. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that guy. Hope he's doing all right.
Yeah, well, I'd never watched reaction videos before his. I was just like in my living room one day doing some ironing. Yes, I do iron. People are probably like, "Why the hell's he iron?" I like to iron my clothes, man. I like them to look good,
I love it.
Anyway, so I'm there, ironing away like the good little single house husband I have. I'm not like married or nothing. I just lived on my own and stuff. When I did with them. Anyway, so I just had YouTube on the TV. Probably like Machine Head or whatever it was playing, and then it just, is it like it just plays a random video like afterwards? Then it jumped into this guy, and I was like, oh, what's this? So I'm just like watching it, and then see him just like he's rocking out, he's enjoying it. Yeah, and it was cool to see someone enjoying it as I would as I probably would, which I think is like the case. And I was literally watched every single video that he did pretty much, and then he did. I think he did a bit of a live stream in his Facebook group one day, and he said that people are always like, "Oh, why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done this?" And he's just been like, "Well, look, there's too much to do." And he was like, "But there's nothing stopping anyone else creating a channel." And he's like, "I'll be the first one to support anyone that does."
Yeah.
So I saw this guy who became friends with, Aaron, who runs AMB Reacts.
Mm-hmm.
Now he was in the group, and I saw he did one, and I was like, "Well, if he's going to do one, I'll give it a bash." So I just messaged him, and I was like, "I think I'll give it a go." He's like, "Yeah, go on, man." And I did. I reached out to a band that I'd heard that morning, and I hadn't seen the music video, so I said, "Do you mind if I do it?" And they were like, "Yeah, that's cool." And they're really thankful for it. And bless them, that first video I did looks awful. It's absolutely terrible. I don't know if you've ever been. It's still there, man. It's not even filmed the right way. Like how we have it, nice and wide, like it's like that. It was like that. It was done totally the wrong way. I mean, to be fair, I did film it on a really crappy phone that I had. It was literally a phone on top of an ironing board with books either side, so just
really in
place. Didn't have a tripod or anything fancy.
No, wow.
But yeah, that was it, and I just kept doing that for a little bit, and it's weird because I still get memories that pop up on Facebook that say like, "Oh my God, can't believe I just hit like 200 subscribers," and now I'm just like, whoa, it's come a long way. That's essentially how it started, and I just kept going with it,
That's cool, man. So Truant was the one that inspired you to want to do a reaction channel. Yeah, man. I used to watch him a lot too. I've watched you more, but I've seen a few of his videos before. That's cool, man. I remember people were mad when he just one day just kind of left.
Yeah,
and people were like, "Where?" Yeah, I hope he
gets talked about now.
Yeah. Do you talk to him at all? Do you know him personally?
I don't know him personally.
Okay.
I do know though that Chris that runs MTN Reacts now. He's from Liverpool, and I know that Truant does actually pop into his shop every now and again.
Oh,
he's just. It's just living his life away from the screen. I mean, I get it, man, because it all depends what you've got going on in your life. I mean, as a single person, for me, it's not really an issue because all of the free time that I have is literally spent just like doing this. I don't wake up and it's like, "Oh, what are you doing in front of the computer again?"
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I'll do like literally. I'll wake up in the morning, right? Stick my shorts on, right? Let's have a look at some emails, and I'll just be able to.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. And what another? I guess a follow up. What year? What year did you start your channel? Like when did you start?
Oh my God.
Oh, I put you on the spot. I'm sorry,
You have no, you have. I can probably find out. Let's have a
dude.
look.
You'll have to send me. I really want to see your very first video ever. I don't think I've gone that far
Oh man.
back. No, you don't want me to watch it. All right, I won't watch it.
No. I'll send it you, dude. Let's have a
Okay.
look. Grace
Yeah, you can send it to me.
Legends. It was. When was this done? See, now according to this, it was only 2 years. I think it's. I'm sure it's longer than 2 years. Does it actually say the date? So, December the 5th, 2018.
2018.
So, yeah. So it's like just over 2 years.
Yeah, dude, you've gained a
no.
big following in 2 years, man. That's awesome.
Oh, hold up. No. I was looking at the wrong one. No, 3 years. Yeah, so it's 3 years ago.
So 2017?
Yeah, because that was wrong. Because I remember I did a competition, and if anyone, basically the band that got voted for the most, I uploaded a video onto the channel when I was having a bit of a hiatus for a bit. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
3 years ago. Does it tell me the? Yeah, don't tell me the date for that. It just tells me it was 3 years ago. But
Cool.
yeah, that's how long it's been essentially.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I mean, from 3 years to now, you almost got like 11,000 subscribers, popping it off, dude. I think that's awesome, man. Again, you're definitely one of those people that, inspired me to want to keep going. And actually, that'll tie into the next question that I have. And I know you said, and again, no question I have will ever be crazy, but I know you said you're an open book, so I figured you'd be okay talking about this, because I think it'd be cool for people to hear, what can happen if sometimes you get a little burnt out doing something that you love. You can get a little burnt out. So I know personally, and I know I don't know, people on my podcast will know. I'm sure people on YouTube will know, because I'll be posting this. And so I know you left YouTube for a bit. And I'm gonna let you know, dude, really quick. When you posted that video, I was devastating. I was being selfish, and I was sad because you were leaving. I didn't realize that, you probably just had some stuff going on and needed to break. So if you don't mind me asking, if you let the listeners know, because you were popping off, dude, but then you're like, I need to take a little break. What was the reason why you took a little break?
So basically, at the time, it was it during? I can't remember whether it was during the pandemic or was it maybe just before?
I think it was a little bit before. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think basically a job that I used to have, I had to leave because there were people there that it would just made me not want to go into work.
Understandable.
It just it wasn't. I mean, generally speaking, with mental health, I'm like always good. But if I don't have things like if anything with money or my workplace isn't going well, I can't have the same sort of positive focus doing all of this. But at that time, I did have Patreon for a short period. And I think I can't remember how many people I had on it. I was doing okay on that, but trouble with that is, as well as the normal videos that I wanted to do, I was also having to do all these ones that obviously people, contribute to. So, depending on what level they paid, they get, they might get like one reaction a month or whatever. I had quite a few of them to do. And it was becoming too hard for me to do it all, because the ones that, obviously if a band releases something that you love, you're stoked to do it, and it's like, oh, I can't wait to do this. But then like if I'd research a band that I'm about to do, and as soon as I read a genre, if it's like black metal, I'm just like, oh, I'm not going to enjoy this.
Yeah.
And
right.
It's as well as that, it was hard to have the motivation to do all of that. It was so much work, and at the time, like I remember I started it when I was still working, and when I wasn't working, that was the main focus. But then from what I was actually getting back from the channel still wasn't. I mean, I never started this as like a money maker.
Right.
But then obviously when you're not working and you're struggling to find another job, you then want to try your best to make everything that you can do. And after a while, I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm just getting burnt out with this. I wasn't looking forward to when I did the actual videos, I still enjoyed it, but I wasn't looking forward to it anywhere near as much. And I thought, you know what?
Yeah.
I think I need to take a break from this. I didn't want to say like, oh, I'm never coming back. I thought, I mean, I even sold everything, like microphone, lights, webcam, you name it. I sold that on purpose so that I wouldn't have that distraction of, oh, I'll just do some videos for a little bit.
Yeah.
I wanted to focus on getting everything else back to normal. So, I got a job and everything, and then eventually, I was like, once all that was sorted, I was like, right, well, I'm feeling good again. Like, I want to come back and do videos, and here we are.
I love that, dude. That's a cool story, man. I think I think that could be truly inspiring for people. Like, and again, well, I have more questions talking about like how to getting into YouTube and stuff, but yeah, man, I can understand. Like, I haven't hit that point yet because I mean, I love video editing and I love getting requests. I mean, I know you've been doing a lot longer than I have, so I can't say that, but I enjoy doing it. But I mean, I've had a lot of people tell me like, dude, don't hit the burnout point because you're just gonna want to like stop, and I totally get that, dude. So let me ask you that. I mean, I know what you did personally, but I think it'd be kind of cool for people to know. So when you're doing your job, you weren't doing YouTube. What did you do in your spare time? I know you did a little bit of rollerblading. Is that right?
Yeah,
that's cool, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was it basically. I'd show you them, but they're downstairs. But
that's okay.
Yeah, basically, once the pandemic hit, and at first when the pandemic hit, and I think I'd come back to doing videos, and it wasn't too bad at this point. But then it got to the point when we were like, right, you got to stay at home. You're allowed to go out like once a day for exercise, or then you're allowed to go out as long as you weren't mixing with like a ton of people. And I was like, I'm staying at home all the time. I love making videos. I was like, but I'm gonna have to do something because I'm not one of those people that can, as much as I'd be like, right, I need to go at least and have a walk for like an hour every day. I know that I won't, and I know that I'd just get bored of it. So I was like, what can I do that's going to make it fun? And I remember back in the 90s, I used to quite enjoy rollerblading, and I wasn't like one of these that can do loads of crazy stuff on the ramps or anything. It's just fun to like go about. And you guys are really lucky in the States, by the way, because I don't know what it's like where you live, but and from what I have seen, the general like underfoot terrain is so much better for skating than what we have here. Like we can go from having a nice smooth bit to cobbles to gravel, and unless you go into a skate park, it's kind of difficult. But I was just like, let's get some skates again, and then I start, I spoke to some people. I was like, do you think I should like put some videos of that on the channel? I was like, because some people have been like, oh well, you should keep it to what it is, and people were like, man, it's your channel, like do what you want with it. So I put some of that up. Again, it was nothing amazing, but it showed people what I was doing, and then then I still use them now. But like, there's give it another month. There's not going to be much chance. We probably get about 2 months of like decent weather here, and then it's back to rain and cloud. I mean, it's kind of funny though, because I love the cold months. I hate it when it's it's boiling hot.
Me too.
Like I'm a ginger, so I wasn't made for the sun.
Yeah. That's hilarious, dude. Yeah, I prefer cold as well. Yeah, man. We actually have like I won't lie. We actually, where I live, I do have like a nice skate park, and everything's really flat. So if you ever come back to the States, I know in Washington, come hang out. I'll come watch you skate. I can't skate, but I'll come watch you skate. That's not a problem, dude. We can do that.
No,
or go walking.
When I do come over again, I'll definitely be giving you a shout, because it'd just be cool to hang out. And man, it means the world to me when you always tell me that like I've been an influence and stuff on you. I find that it's weird. It's really weird to me, because it's like I think I've told you this before, but I always say, anytime anyone said that to me, I'm just like, I'm just like you. I'm just a guy in his room, just spending time acting like an idiot in front of the camera, because I'm just the same man, right? Like, dude, right? If I'm not filming, like, and whether I've got my headphones on or whatever, song comes on, there's a little bit, and I'll just be like,
yeah, dude. I love it, man.
And when people have said to me, they were like, "What's with the air guitar?" I'm like, "Mate, like that's why that's like my thing." And I think it's like with Hardcore Keem, the one that that they want any band that sends him something, they want to get him out of his chair and doing it, and when he starts battering his the model thing he has. I think so. I think with me, people always want to bring the air guitar out, because they know if that comes out, then obviously that I'm into it.
Having a good time, man.
that if I don't do it, it means I can't follow it or I'm just not into it.
Yeah, man. I think that's awesome, dude. So I got one more follow-up question. We kind of talked about it, but so I know you were gone for how long? How long were you gone for? And then what made you want to come back to do YouTube?
I think it was only about 3 months. It felt like longer. It did feel like a lot longer, but that was probably just because I was used to just doing videos all the time.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can't really remember, I just remember, I was doing everything that I was doing, and then I think I was just at work one day, and then I'd have had whatever time off that I had when I was just like watching films or whatever at home. And then just one day I was just like, I'm just sort of like looking, and I was like, well, I don't have my webcam or nothing anymore, and I was just like, wonder if I could just like record on my phone and do something. And I messaged one of my friends, and I was like, what would you say if I was like going to come back and do videos? They're like, oh man, they were like, you've got to. I was like, I was just starting to get the itch for it. But I thought I'll leave it a bit, and I see how I feel. Like before you know it, a few weeks later, microphone arm ordered, webcam ordered, lighting ordered,
Awesome.
And then like it wasn't I essentially got kind of like the same setup that I had before, but then obviously since then. It's all upgraded. It's upgraded loads and stuff. But I'm an idiot for gear, man. It's really a problem of mine.
But dude, I mean, it pays. It looks. I mean, your setup, dude, is like incredible. Probably yours and probably Metal Burb are probably my favorite like setup when it comes. Like, it's just so. It looks cool, and you guys still have a great personality. So I just think, you both of your channels, they look like stunning. Like they look really good. So for me, at least it's paid off. And so dude, you guys definitely. I think it looks really cool. So that's awesome.
I do love Metal Burbs. It's as well as his video has been really great with the effects and everything that they use.
Oh yeah,
He's just so great at analyzing everything.
He is.
I do.
Yeah. Really
I find the way that he explains them to be quite it's a very intelligent way of putting it across. You can tell that he knows a lot of theory. I know he's a guitarist as well, so that kind of goes hand in hand. Whereas with me, I was just like, oh, I like the bleh.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same way. Yeah, dude, I think it'd be cool to get him on here. I've talked to him. I messaged him once. Do you talk to him?
Not frequently, but we've been known to reach out. He's cool, featured on my channel before. In the early days.
I remember that. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I love him. I just love how honest he is with with music, and he does a good job of breaking things down. I think he's really really cool. He seems like a really cool guy. So, well, that's awesome, dude. I am glad you're back. I know I was I'm glad I mean, obviously I didn't know you at the time, but when I watch people that because I've been watching your channel, I was like, dude, I hope he's all right. I hope it's nothing like, too serious. But it sounds like you were doing okay. Just trying to get a little burnt out. Got some exercise in, and I think it's cool, man. I'm just happy you're back. I really am. I was like, dude, thank goodness he's back. Because I used to binge watch your videos all the time. It's like, let's just play them. Let's just watch them.
That's amazing.
Yeah, dude.
It's nice. It's great to be back. I can't ever imagine not doing it. But I think one thing that I learned from doing it is I still have this issue now, but I do try to sort of like remind myself that if I have a few days when I do a video, I don't need to feel bad.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I always think if I've not uploaded, I've been like, oh God, what if what if the numbers start going down? But 9 times out of 10, certainly if you're featuring the popular bands, like I think it's something like 80% of your views come from algorithm and not your actual subscribers. So, half the time people probably don't notice. Although I did find it interesting when I remember when I just posted that video and it was like a 10-second thing of me just saying like, well, I suppose you'll be having some videos coming, and it had like loads of views, and I was like, oh, why don't you just jump on all my videos?
Yeah, right, exactly.
I know what it's like. The other reaction channels that I watch, like there's a new song that I hear, and I'll want to see other people's reactions to it. So I think that's how you get discovered a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, dude. That's awesome, man. Well, cool, sweet, dude. So this next question actually is interesting because I actually don't know about this. I've seen you talk about it in your videos, but I'm really excited to see how like it's. I don't know if you get like sponsored by it or paid for it, but again, I've been watching you, dude, for forever, and I know that you are associated with it was called Metal in the Mountains. Is that right? And then
Yeah.
music missile. So
Mhm.
how did those come to be? Like, is that like, did they reach out to you, or like what are those exactly? Because even I'm curious, and I think it'd be cool for people to hear that as well.
Okay, so Metal in the Mountains came about when the band Seasons from Richmond in Virginia, when they
Hmm.
I'd featured them loads, absolutely loved them.
Yeah.
They then were fan requested, I believe, to play on Metal in the Mountains, and I had Matt Poe, he's now I believe he was a guitarist at the time, but he's the bass player now. And he basically got in touch with me and he says, "How would you fancy coming over to Metal in the Mountains?" Like, because I knew about this festival, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I'd love to, man, but you know, it's so expensive to come over." He was like, "What if we crowdfund it for you?" And I was like, "Don't be ridiculous." I was like, "You can't do that." And he was like, "Leave it with me." And I was like, "Oh, you don't have to." He's like, "No," he said, "Leave it with me. I'm gonna find some stuff out." Anyway, he'd obviously spoke to the guys at Metal in the Mountains. They were like, you know, can we? He'd obviously asked if I could come on board as like a sponsor for Metal in the Mountains, obviously like promoting the videos and stuff.
Oh,
So the
sick.
organizers were like, yeah, they were like, yeah, we're all for it. And then Seasons basically launched a crowdfunder to pay for to get me over there, because at that particular time I wasn't really doing too great for like money and stuff like that.
Sure.
So I was
Yeah.
like, there's no way I could afford it. Anyway, literally like 4 days later, done, paid for. I was like,
Really? Wow.
yeah,
What a quick
yeah,
turnaround.
yeah. The people over in Virginia really supportive of this channel. I mean, I've done a
Dude.
lot of videos for bands and around that sort of thing. So yeah, they took us on, and then I went over. The plan was to go over and interview a ton of the bands. I think I literally ended up doing like one interview because I got there and I said to Anthony, who's the organizer, I was like, right, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, what do you want us to do? I was like, is there going to be like a stall where you need me to be? And he was like, just do as little or as much as you want, man. He was like, you enjoy it. So in all honesty, I just got really drunk and I just enjoyed myself.
That's hilarious.
I did do a short interview with Black Plague.
Oh,
It's a
cool.
shame though now because I mean at that show you had like Chelsea Grin, Slaughter to Prevail, All That
Yeah.
Remains. Like,
Oh,
you know, the
nice.
trouble was then though I literally only had my phone. I didn't have like a professional camera and
Yeah.
external mic, so it wouldn't have been all that great. But
Yeah.
that's how it's gone down with them. Every year they still always they wanted me to come this year, but because of the I mean, technically speaking, I think I might be able to go over to the States, but
Yeah.
it's a case of you might get there, but then they might ask me to come back if and because I'm not vaccinated. I'm not an
Right.
anti-vaxxer. I will get vaccinated at some point.
Yeah.
Here at the minute, if you want to go to an event, you just have to literally do one of those lateral flow tests. You know, you shove it up your nose and then in the
Yeah.
back of your throat, and you
Yeah.
know, which is horrible. But
No.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna get it unless I really have to. But yeah,
Yeah.
so they asked me, like, says I can't do this year. I'm sure they'll probably ask me again next year.
Yeah.
But then in terms of Music Missile,
Hmm.
now one of the guys that runs it, I do have. I can tell you. One of the people that runs it is within the UK metalcore scene.
Oh,
Can't tell
cool.
you who,
Okay.
can't tell you who it is. They'd never wanted it to be this thing like, oh, we've released this as this band, so you should trust it. They wanted it to be like this whole other thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, they one of the people involved. He basically got in touch with me. You know, he asked me what I thought about it, and I was like, this is a great idea.
Yeah.
I believe they did like a soft launch with it, but I believe they've relaunched since.
Yeah.
And essentially, for those of you that don't know, if you imagine you're starting out in a band, and I remember years ago when I was in bands, you know, back in like 90s, early 2000s, and you wanted before we had like YouTube, Spotify, anything like that, you
Yeah.
wanted your music to be seen by someone, whether it was like Roadrunner Records, Sharptone, wherever, you'd sort of send it in blind and hope that somebody sees it. And, you
Right.
know, yeah, a lot of the time probably just even went to the wrong person.
Right.
But
Yeah.
this, they basically, I think is it like £6, roughly like $8-10, something like that.
Okay.
And it literally enables people to can look up festivals, they can look up record labels, you can look up PR people, and it's all done within this website. You can't just like grab the email and then go and email them off your own account. It's all done within there. And all of these festivals, all of these different PR companies, record labels have all agreed to be within this. So it's a great tool for bands. I believe stuff like this has been around previously, but it used to cost you an awful lot of money to use it, and I don't think it always worked 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
But given this band are on one of the top labels, shall we say. So it's anytime anyone's asked me about it, I'm like, look, it's totally legit. It's absolutely legit. And one good thing is about it, you can just like go on it for a month. If you don't feel like it's working, just cancel after a month.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, if I was still in a band, I would hands down be saying to my guys in the band, just jump on it. I've not been massively pushing it in the videos because it does become quite. I know what it's like, the amount of these channels like, hey everyone, welcome back. Right, time to talk about the sponsor for this video and all of this, And I did that for a little bit, and it's I still have it in the text of the description.
Yeah,
I'll probably start pushing it a little bit more. But yeah, that's how that started up with them, man. They're
cool, man.
They're very good friends of mine. They're I can tell you they're 100% legit, and I really hope it works out for the boys because it's a fantastic idea. It really is.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I looked into it just a little. Obviously, I'm not in a band anymore. Like I was, back in 2011. I think didn't I send you that song? My old band. I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah, it was sick, mate. It was sick.
Dude. I was so here's a little. So I was obsessed with Asking Alexandria at the time, like Stand Up and Scream, and I was literally like, I want to sound just like Danny Warsnob, and I wanted to sound like Asking Alexandria. And I don't know, dude, maybe because I created it and we were really young and the subject matter was really childish. It was about like our ex-girlfriends. I was like, you're so nice. I definitely have evolved when it comes to vocals and writing better lyrics. So hopefully I talked to one of my friends. I think I told you about it. I do plan on doing some vocal covers soon. I'm really excited to get back into that, dude. But yeah, dude, Music Missile, I looked into it just a little bit, and dude, it seems legit. And I was like, dude, this is like great for any artist who wants to like, just go for it, man. I think, I was like, this is cool. I look at everything that you do, so anything you post or anything you talk about, I will look into. Yeah, dude, it's super cool, man. It's awesome. It's just super cool. I was like, that's awesome that people are reaching out to them to do that. I think it's fantastic, and I think it's great for your channel too. So it's awesome, dude.
Yeah, well, I guess it was kind of, I get a lot of the underground bands coming my way, and I thought, I'd say that's their market. Because obviously, bands that are on labels probably aren't gonna need to use something like that, And obviously, it's still. It's never going to be 100% guarantee or sign up to this and then your band's going to, just sell out. But it's a tool to be used. I mean, it's like the whole thing of like, it's people who like for a lot of the stuff that I'm involved with now and the people that, take me on to do something, they do that purely because they trust my work and they know who I've worked with previously. And, every now and again, something will pop up. Like the Bloodstock thing, which is
we're gonna talk about that next. Actually, that's my next question.
Okay.
So super excited. That tied in perfectly. That was like a sign. Good job, dude. So nice. I did see the unfortunate that Gender is not going to play. I saw your post, and then I looked up. I went on their page, and I was like, oh, that's such a bummer. And then I saw your comment. I was like, oh yeah, he already knows. It was a real bummer. But yeah, I know you were upset. Yeah, that sucks, dude. Because I've seen videos of them live, like, and they just kill it, man. They're so good. So that's a real bummer, dude. But yeah, man. So let's go ahead and just dive into that, dude. So Terra 4, and you're gonna be. Are you going with them to Bloodstock, or how did you get? So did they invite you to the show? Is that how it worked? Or?
Yeah. So basically, I'll kind of give you a sort of short backstory.
Please, absolutely.
Like, ever since I had a friend of mine that showed me Hacktivist when they released the first EP, and he said, "Oh, check these out." It was like, "They've got a show coming up. Do you fancy going?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "This is different." I was like, "I'll come and see it." Absolutely loved them. Now, I'm going to come across as an absolute fanboy right now, and I know that he knows that's what I used to be like, so it's absolutely fine. But like I don't like obviously I don't play guitar or nothing, and normally like because I play drums, I'd be I'd normally like you idolize a drummer, but for years I've just absolutely worshipped the ground that Timothy James walks on. I love everything that he does. I just think he's for me. I've always said he's literally my favorite guitarist of all time. I think he's amazing, and he's very innovative as well with the music that he produces. I know he'll push it to a certain point, and when he feels like he's done everything he can, then he'll start something else. Anyway, so started the channel then after being into Hacktivist. I then got into Heart of a Coward, which he used to play guitar for as well.
Yeah, man.
And whenever Hacktivist released a new track, I'd put it out. Then Tim left Hacktivist. Then he did a couple of different solo projects, and I featured everything that they did. And then obviously started Terror 4. Yeah, and Terror 4 is now got a solid lineup for it. They've assured me that they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, they're
everything
sick.
That they've done. Absolutely love them.
Yeah.
Now I was literally just having my lunch one day. Anyway, and he drops me a message because we message back and forth every now and again. If he's got something coming up, he'll let me know, or sometimes we'll just have a bit of a chat via Messenger. Anyway, having my lunch, and he says, "Oh, is that all right, man? Have you got any plans for Bloodstock weekend?" And I was like, "No, I've not got anything." I thought, "Oh, he's probably gonna offer me, he's probably because if they're playing, he's gonna offer me like, oh well, I've got a free ticket if you want to come along."
Yeah.
And he literally said to me, he's like, "Right, well, hold on to your trousers." He said, "How do you fancy being our drum tech?" And basically coming round, and it's like you can follow us with a camera all weekend. Do his. He said if you if you want to get some footage for yourself, more than welcome to do that. And he was like, "What do you reckon?" And I was like, "Obviously, yes."
That's amazing.
But it really, I've said this to them all, and I can't wait to actually see them at the weekend so I can actually tell them all this in person. But this means the world to me. The first thing a few people have said is like, "Oh, you're getting paid for it." And I said, "Well, no, I'm not getting paid for it." I was like, "But think of it, you're already getting festival for free for the weekend. I get to go into the artist area, which, unless you're in the band or a friend of the band, this isn't something you can normally do. Even VIP ticket holders will have like a VIP bar and certain facilities, but they can't go into the whole backstage area and everything.
Yeah.
So if it had been any other band, I'd have really appreciated it. But coming from a band, and certainly a member of a band that I've had so much respect for years, and frankly idolize, it's a massive, massive deal for me. It was funny because I was talking to my daughter's mum about this, and she's into a little bit of rock and metal. It's funny because my daughter thinks that I love death metal. She always says you're a simp over death metal, and I was like, yeah. I was like, that couldn't be further from the truth. I'm not really a big death metal fan at all. But, so I tried to explain it to her what it's like now. Now my daughter's mum, she's big into some of the more emo stuff, sort of like My Chemical Romance stuff like that. I said to her, I said this is literally the equivalent if you got to spend the weekend with Gerard from My Chemical Romance.
Right.
She was like, it's not quite that big though, is it? I was like, it fucking is.
Right. Yeah. That's hilarious, dude.
It's just amazing, man. I mean, it's going to be amazing just to hang out with the boys. Alone, but to get to actually, because they said to me when I thanked them so much for it, they said their literal words. They said, "We want you to experience what we experience." So
that is so sick.
They appreciate all the support I give them. And I'm never any spot that I've given them. They've been like, "Oh, dude, you've got to do this. Can you do this? Can you do that?" They ever ask me once, or Tim will get in touch like 2 weeks before they drop something, and that's never a case of, "Oh, if I've got time." I was just like, "There's a message from Timothy." Yes.
Yeah, you're like, "I'll just do it." Absolutely. Yeah. I love that, man. That's awesome, dude. That's super exciting, man. Yeah, that's cool that you get that opportunity, and you're just so humble about it. I think that's really cool. I mean, what an experience that'll be for you, dude. I'm excited to see, because I saw I saw that like the camera that you got like on you post on your Facebook. That is looking fresh, dude. That is looking nice. That looks awesome.
I tell you what, it's bloody heavy. Let me tell you.
Is it heavy? Yeah.
I went out getting some test footage the other day to test it out, and like when I come back, I was like, oh my god, my fucking arm.
That's awesome, though, dude.
I think it's one of those things though, isn't it? It's like anything. It'd be like if you first went to the gym and you were doing like weightlifting or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, normally, if you imagine like you go around somewhere and you got to imagine this is like camera and you're like, oh yeah, this is fine.
Yeah.
And then you add something onto it and it's got like a load of weight and you're literally going around like this. It's gonna feel a bit weird at first. So every day I've just been making sure to sort of like have a bit of a blast with it, and I've got the majority of my techniques down with it now, and it's been a good thing that this has happened though, because I needed an excuse to be able to buy some equipment like that, because I've wanted to do some other stuff, but I was like, you know what, if I'm doing this, then make sure I've got some really cool equipment, and then it also gives me the push to do some other stuff that I want to be doing,
Yeah, man, that's awesome. That's actually another thing tying into that here with the new equipment stuff. So I know we talked about it yesterday, and I'm like, dude, we're actually going to talk about this on the podcast. So this kind of ties into the whole Bloodstock thing a little bit, kind of within the same question. So I mean, as I said, congrats to you, dude. This is a huge step forward. This is awesome. Like I was like, I really am happy for you. Like there's no ounce of jealousy in me, because I really do care about you as my friend. I'm just really happy you get to experience that, dude. And I can't wait to see all the cool footage on your channel and everything. But speaking of your channel, kind of going back to it, what else, like if you're allowed to say, I don't know if we can talk about it, but what can we expect from your channel in the like FYM Productions, your channel in the future? Because I mean, this is what you said, a huge thing for you, and I mean, this could really like push you, man. Like, what are some things that we could see from you in the future? Like any band interviews, anything like using that camera again, or anything like that? Like, what do we have in store for FYM Productions or Reacts in the future?
Okay, so although they all kind of tie into the same thing, I don't know if you saw. Well, no, I know you did actually. You saw the last video that I did, so obviously you'll have seen. I've now incorporated the FYM Productions intro and then the FYM Reacts after it.
Oh yeah.
That was always the plan. I did do a little bit of stuff with it a while back, but I never really like properly pushed it. So there's gonna be there will be interviews coming on. Because now I've got all this gear. Anytime I'm going to a show or anything, if it's bands that have either invited me or if I know them or whatever, I'll be like, oh, pop down, can we get an interview? So there'll definitely be interviews coming on the channel.
I can't wait for that, dude. That's gonna be awesome.
There'll definitely be interviews coming on the channel. Now there is going to be another channel created, which will purely be FYM Productions. Now the reason why I'm not going to post it on the FYM Reacts, because if people see the content that I'm doing, it's still going to be some of it will be music related, but it won't be a reaction. And I know what people get like if you've got a reaction channel and you're posting other stuff with it, people are like, oh, what's this do? We come in for reactions. This isn't a reaction. So I'm going to create another channel, which is going to be purely for my digital media creation work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at the minute, I have got a shoot lined up that I'm doing for a friend of mine that's starting up an alternative clothing brand.
Sick.
She's also a tattooist, and her designs are absolutely sick, and I know she's literally, I believe she's in the process of getting stuff printed at the moment. So there'll be a little bit of a promo shoot for that, which I'll be doing. I've sort of got it planned out. I just need to go to the location that I'm planning on using, so there's little, I say little things, it's not a little thing. I'd have to go there so I can get an idea of what sort of color grading I want to use, so it takes a little bit quicker in the editing process. I have a color grade over this that you're watching now. This isn't the standard color that comes out of the camera. So it's all things like that. So I've got that coming up. I'm also doing another promo shoot for a friend of mine's company who's up in the north of England. She does run like a health and beauty salon type place. They do lots of treatments and things like that.
Yeah.
So that'll be a really nice sort of like cinematic sort of promo for them. Was there anything? Was there another one I had lined?
Dude, this is exciting. I actually didn't know any of this. So this is really exciting. This is awesome, dude.
Yeah. There's only. Well, obviously the people who I'm doing it for, they know about it. I mean,
yeah, sure.
Ultimately, I'd love to do music videos like the guys.
From, yeah.
I mean, like you get the guys from like JWA Creations, Loki Films. Those are the and Ollie Duncanson. Those are the main ones here in the UK. I'd say their equivalent over where you are is probably Square Up Studios.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think they're the equivalent. And I'd love to do stuff like that. I mean, even like Joey from JWA and Sean from Loki Films, they've always been massively supportive of me. I mean,
that's cool.
I always said to Sean from Loki, I said that, at some point it'd be great to go on set with him, because obviously I know a little bit in terms of filming. But I mean, the rig Sean has is insane. Like the camera he has. I'll put it this. I remember when I asked him what's his main camera, and he said, "Well, put it this way: if it's good enough for the Lord of the Rings set, then it's good enough for me."
Heck yeah, man! Awesome.
Dude, we're literally talking about a camera which costs over like 40,000. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Dude.
But he always said to me though, he said, you don't need that. He said he's done videos with, very, very minimal setup. I know full well you can do it using the camera and the lens that I have, because I've searched it up on YouTube, and I've seen people use it. It's all about, the main thing is it's using your lighting and things like that. I mean, I spend hours, dude. I spend hours looking at these videos of how you do this. I did all of this. I did all this with the channel, and I think you'll know yourself. It's like anything. If you get really passionate about something, you'll put in that time for it. So essentially, FYM Productions YouTube channel will get launched. The good thing is I've literally already got about, is there like 8 or 9 digital videos I've already done for people previously? Like,
sick.
I've not done lyric videos, but I did I've done quite a few audio streams for like the Boys in Seasons.
Mm-hmm.
There was a girls' fitness channel that I did one for. There was a local plastering firm that I did like a YouTube intro for. So I could launch it quite soon,
Dude.
But yeah, that's essentially, that is like the future. Like the reaction thing's probably still, that's still always going to be there.
Right.
The lives will always be a thing. Whether I do, I mean, if stuff starts popping off with the video production stuff, then obviously I'll have to do less live streams, because I've got to put more time into other things. But the reactions are still always going to be there. If anything, over time, if I ever move or anything like that, I mean, I might expand things in terms of upgrading camera, or I don't think I need additional lights. Certainly, I mean, I'm already quite hot with these two bastards shining down to me,
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's great, dude. That's really cool, especially the whole like music videos. That's gonna be incredible, dude. I'm sure that's gonna be just off the top rope amazing. So I can't wait. Well, let me know when you started, dude. Of course, I'll drop you a sub. I'll support anything you do, dude. Seriously.
No, thanks, man. I mean, what was it when I first started? I think I remember when I first started mentioning the idea of it to someone. I think someone said to me, "Well, it's not like you haven't seen plenty of music videos to get ideas."
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, you have tons of videos on, so it's cool to draw inspiration from other music videos. But that's awesome, dude. I'm really happy for you. That's really, really awesome. So now you'll have 2 channels. Hopefully, that one will get monetized probably fairly quickly, because you're already really well known. So I'm pretty sure that'll pop off really quick. So
all depends. It's it was never easy to get monetized in the first place,
I'm not even monetized. I'm almost there. I'm really close. I'm almost there. But it takes a while. But again, I enjoy just putting in the work. So it does take a little while, but I enjoy it. It's cool, dude. So yeah, man, that's really exciting. Seriously, I'm happy for you, dude. That's super cool, man. Absolutely, man. Okay, well, I just got a few more questions for you here. I think this one will, this one will be kind of interesting, because you and I have talked about this, and I've had a lot of lots of questions. And so I actually have someone, I think I told you about it yesterday, someone who is a fan of my channel has been messaging me, and they've been talking about like starting a channel. Now they're kind of a little bit, nervous about it. They don't know where to start. So I guess, so this is going to be a question, but it's going to have like a couple of layers of questions here. So, so for you personally, because again, I know to me, like, dude, because all I really do is watch reaction channels now, and I consider you one of the best. And I mean that not just because you're my friend. I sincerely mean that.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
I really mean it, dude. I just love everything about your channel, dude. So like, what advice would you give like upcoming like reaction channels? So I did a podcast the other day with my friend who's a gamer. So I asked him about like, what would you give advice to like gamers? But like, it's cool because you and I kind of do the same thing. What advice would you want to give like upcoming like do what we do essentially? Like, what advice would you give them?
I'd say the first thing is before you start. I never did this. I wish I had done this.
Yeah.
I'd say the first thing is sort of decide exactly what format you're gonna have. Like, how are you gonna start your videos? How are you gonna go into the video? What sort of way are you gonna talk about the song? Certainly look at terms of branding as well. Like, I mean, before it was FYM Reacts, I was called Prometheum Kev Reacts because that was the name of the band that I was in.
Yeah.
It was only called that for a short while, and then it was rebranded. I think that's probably the main thing. And then I think most importantly is if you're going to be doing it, like, think of, do you want to do it on your phone? I mean, it can be done on your phone these days. It can be edited on your phone. Or do you want to do it on PC? Bear in mind, if it's on like PC or Mac or anything, it's probably going to be a lot easier to edit.
Oh, yeah.
And it's gonna be. I mean, can you imagine trying to edit on a video on a phone? It pissed me right off.
Yeah, dude, it's hard. I have iMovie, and I think I never use it. It's too difficult for me. I'd rather do it on a computer for sure.
Yeah, I'd say research. The one thing I didn't do was research. Like what I wasn't really aware. I remember I used to work in like an electronics store years ago, and I remember I never knew like anything about webcams. I always thought they were all just rubbish.
Yeah.
And I mean, I did end up. I think did I buy a digital camera? I bought a digital camera, but then I realized that to get the picture, I didn't even know that you could like link it to it. I was like, oh, well, I can't even link it in as a webcam. Obviously, I know now that you can.
Right.
I didn't know that then. So I was like, oh, well, I need to sell this camera, and then I got the webcam. So I think the main thing is, depends on what your budget is. If you're serious about the videos, put some money into it.
Yeah.
Some people might think, oh well, that's going to cost me at least $600-700 just for like the webcam and like the microphone and any other lighting and things like that I want. But it's something that's all going to get upgraded. I mean, you can start and then do upgrades. But I've noticed with a lot of channels, for instance with Orion, he already knew what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
He was like, right, I want to have this quality, so I'm going to buy this, and I'm going to buy this, and I'm going to buy this. And his quality has been the same since the start, whereas with mine, it went to really, really rubbish. To a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit, and gradually. And it all depends what sort of place people are in. But I'd say one piece of advice I took, I wasn't given this personally, but there's a YouTube channel I watch called what's it called? Alpha Gaming, a guy called Harris Heller.
Mm-hmm.
And one piece of advice he's given out to anyone looking to stream or, whether you're just looking to make videos, it says emulate the people who you look up to.
Yeah.
Not necessarily copying them, but take bits, because, he's took bits and pieces from what he's seen on other channels. It's just like when it comes to like the way I've got like these lights here, I think if you don't have that on, like look how much difference that looks.
Right. Absolutely.
And that's even coming from a good camera. But then as soon as you put them on, it really adds.
Yeah.
It really adds to it. So think about, just sort of think about watch other people who you admire and sort of then look into what you need to do to get that particular type of quality. It's not going to be cheap.
Yeah.
No one ever said it was going to be cheap doing YouTube. And when people say that when you get YouTubers that say gear doesn't matter, absolute bollocks. Yes, it does.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, dude.
Technically, it doesn't. Do you need to have expensive gear to do this sort of stuff? No, but you end up being more happy with the the production that comes out of it. I think it's as you go along.
Oh yeah.
As you go along, you're like, right, I want this to be better. I want this to be better. I want to have like a nice little logo here. I want this. I want to have an intro. I'm gonna spend £1,500 on a camera and lights because I'm an idiot.
No, dude, telling you, it pays off, man. It looks good, man. Yeah, dude. Well, that's awesome. So I guess like we'll tie it in from here. Like who do you draw inspiration from? Like any other reaction channels you draw inspiration from?
Well, I'd say originally it's Truant. Truant was my
Truant,
like my main one because I looked at how he had the videos. I was like, right, well, he had it slightly different though to me. He's like, although he was still sort of in the corner as I usually am. You can tell he had a screen like over here, so that was kind of different, and his space was limited. But I just looked at the way he introduces himself, the way that he talks about the song and things like that. I think with that, I think the reason why I probably took something from that was because I think I saw a little bit of myself in him in terms of. Because I thought I'm probably going to be a little bit like that. I was never like, right, let's turn on the camera. As soon as I get into a good bit, I need to start doing it. It just happened.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
I would say, if anything, I probably take most inspiration from Sean from Low-Key Films. If I'm completely honest, although obviously the content he creates is completely different from mine. I mean, have you ever seen like any of the Sleep Token videos?
Oh yeah.
That's him. That's his work.
Oh, seriously?
So,
cool.
Yeah, so he does work with it. You'll have seen a ton of his videos, man. You'll have seen a ton of his videos, guarantee it. But there was an interview I watched with him, and like we became friends. I think after like maybe within sort of 6 months to a year of me doing the channel, and we had a chat, and I told him how much I loved his videos, and he always says to me that he bless him. He always says that he owes me so much because bands have then come to him because they always see me banging on about him. But like the way that he is as a person in this interview he did where he talked about how he got into it and where it is now, he doesn't come across as you generally expect someone that's you're rubbing shoulders with all of these big names and has made films and stuff like that. You wouldn't think they're just so down to earth as what he is, and I love that, but I also I just love the work that he does there. It's it's just like in an art gallery, as that is art. His videos are art, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are a lot of people that look up to him, and same with like Ollie Duncanson, same with JWA. Those guys know that I rate their work. I always feel really bad though when I'm like, see the GOAT Sean from Loki, absolutely get on it, and then I always have to say to the other guys, I was like, I always hope you don't feel bad. Like I always feel bad for like saying that. I was like, oh yeah, it's funny. It's like Sean from Loki is like my first love, and those are my girlfriends after.
I love it, dude. That's hilarious.
But yeah, all of the guys massively talented, and it's crazy that I like how we have access to people like that now. Back in the day of like MTV, the only way, but not when I started doing bands, never even thought about doing a music video. It's like it used to be a signed band thing, but everyone can have one now. Everyone can have one.
Absolutely.
I mean, if I can start bloody making music videos, obviously I haven't yet. It's going to be coming, but once I can start doing that, that's going to be cool, man. I don't think I'll ever be quite as good as those boys, but I'll certainly do my best with what I know.
Yeah, man. I mean, you can definitely get up there, dude. I think that'd be really cool, man. Just like what you started with your channel, and it kind of started smaller. Now you're looking great. I'll probably start with like those music videos, just do the best you can, and then eventually I think it's one of those things where people just naturally learn. Like I've learned so much in these 3 months. Like you've given me, by the way. I wrote down a couple people that inspire me. You're one of them. I love your energy, dude. Yeah, I love your energy, and I know it's probably weird me just giving you just give you a bunch of compliments. I don't know, that makes you uncomfortable, but I really do. I mean, not only I appreciate you as a person, I appreciate you helping me out with my channel. Like you helped me with one of my logos. You've helped me like make stuff. You've taken time out of your day to go away to answer questions that I have. And dude, like as I mentioned before, everyone, you always get those bad eggs, like in any kind of, like there's some people that are just like, they think they're just like off the top rope, think they're the best, but I just love how humble you are, dude. That actually is one of the things that helps me, is just stay humble, you know? 'Cause now that people are reaching out to me for advice and tell me that they love my channel, it is so humbling, and it's like, wow, like that's really cool. I just think that's
Well,
awesome.
I'm not surprised, man. You know, like from watching your videos, you know, I absolutely love it when you get a bit and you just be like, ah, you know,
Like
and you just like get to
the Wage War one,
it's
dude.
just
I went crazy, dude.
mm,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, yeah. Oh man.
It's fun. It's fun to watch because you know I know there's a lot of channels out there that they're not quite as, I guess, animated would be the style
Yeah.
that you'd call us both in the videos.
Oh
And I know
yeah.
that's not for everyone. Some people aren't like that. They're more just sort of like, yep, this is good. This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
good.
yeah.
But like I don't know. There's something after. From what people have said to me, and from my own experience of just watching your videos, you know that is a completely, you can't fake that stuff.
No, dude.
You can't fake it. As much as I know some channels have faked certain things, not mention any names, Alex Hefner, we all know he's fucking faker. I know people
That's
love him,
hilarious.
man. I know people love
Yeah.
him. It's just, I don't like it when people get, like, people used to say to me, they were like, oh, you need to be a bit more energetic in your videos. Then literally 2 minutes later, they were like, oh, actually, I've just seen how you are. You don't
Yeah.
need to be quite so energetic. That's another thing. If someone's thinking, oh, I'm not quite as energetic as all of these, are like, hey, we're back again. You know,
Right.
you don't need to be like that. Like,
Yeah.
like my friend Matt, who runs Pugcore, you know, I love it. He's very, very, very calm, and I like that. You know, you don't always have to see
Yeah.
someone being like totally over the top and things like that.
For sure, dude. I think that's cool. And everyone has their own thing. Like, it's funny too. I'm serious. Like, a lot of people don't think this about me, but I'm actually, like, when people watch my videos, they think I'm really outgoing. But like, the thing is, though, music makes me do that. Like, if you met me, like with you, I'd be comfortable because we've talked and got to know each other. But if for example, someone came up to me who was a subscriber and they met me, they saw me at like a store, want to say hi, dude, I am really shy. Like, I'm very introverted. You just got to give me a while to warm up. But dude, that you're right. Music just makes you do that. I mean, especially like Wage War, that gets me off the top rope every single time, dude. But yeah, it just happens. And like, I love how humble you are. Again, I draw inspiration from like tons of other channels. Like you, I like Metal Burb. I like how he breaks down stuff. I love Richard. I think Richard is just, I think it's hilarious. And I mean, he was in True Shot, so I think he has an idea of like, you know, how music works. And yeah. And then I don't know if you know him, but I think we talked about him before. He has blown up so fast. Devin Gibson? No, Gibby Gang! Let's dive all the way. Have you heard of him?
The name's familiar.
Dude,
I've probably seen a video at some point.
Dude, I've been following him for a while too. He has blown up. He has like 255 plus subscribers. I'm like, dude, how? This was like quick. And you get like sponsorships for like pants and like Raid Shadow Legend. I'm like, how the heck is he? I was like, that's crazy, dude. I couldn't even believe it. But I like his energy too. He's awesome.
Sometimes it can be completely luck of the draw.
Oh
It can
yeah.
become, you know, it's just having that one person that's seen your video. I mean, I had someone once get in touch with me. This was just for like a market research thing for a product they were looking to launch, and it sounded a little bit like TikTok.
Yeah.
But there wasn't going to be like, I mean, I don't know if TikTok has a limit for like the amount of the length of a video that you can put on. But when they were asking, they wanted to know what would make me go onto a separate platform, because obviously they were looking to make it as good as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally said to them, I said, well, for a start, the issue with YouTube is the whole monetization.
Yeah.
And the money that they do pay out isn't massive. I mean, to give you an idea, my videos purely from AdSense currently would earn you 50 cents per 1,000 views.
Oh man, dude, that's
yeah. Whereas I've got a family member who runs a YouTube channel. She does more like what you call talking head videos. You know,
Yeah.
the content is all just like her, and she earns she does really really well. She does
Yeah.
really really well. It's funny. She always says to me, she's like, "I'm gonna beat the amount of subscribers you've got one day."
Yeah, it's
But
hilarious. Yeah.
I just like said to them, I was like, you know, create something that makes the creator themselves feel like
Yeah.
it's more worthwhile for them. Like people have said to me, oh, you know, because you know, in certain live streams, it might bring me off screen because I played a certain song, and people have said, oh, come over to Twitch. I won't go over to Twitch. One, because I have no following there. Two,
Yeah.
you can't stream, as far as I'm aware, you can't stream anymore than 720p, and I don't like this whole they pay to subscribe, and I want people to be able to watch
Yeah.
the videos, and if they choose to donate, then they choose to donate. You know, people can come in and do whatever they want, but
Yeah.
I mean, YouTube does have some good things. I mean, obviously, it's just brought in this new super thanks thing, which is essentially the same as the YouTube super chat.
Yeah.
But even with the super thanks, when people, you know, say for instance, you upload a video and someone puts a $10 super thanks on it, you'll be like, oh sweet, I've got $10 in my account. Actually, you haven't. You've got $5 in your account because they take 50% off you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I get YouTube obviously still needs to, you know, they need to make something off it. But I think 50% a bit is, you know, it's a bit more. But again, you know, I'll always release the videos, you know, regardless. I mean, I know this is like my job now, but you know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that actually ties in, dude. The way you tie in things is perfect to like my next follow-up question.
Mind reader. Must be reading your mind.
Yeah, dude, you're doing good, man. Absolutely.
It's because I look into those sexy eyes, and I'm just like, I know what he's going to say, so I'm going to tell him what's coming next.
You mean like they look like puddles of mud. I have brown eyes. So are you a fan of mud?
Well, I certainly liked that puddle of mud video that went up on Sirius. That was hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
That's quality.
That's hilarious, dude. Okay, so I have a follow-up question. And then I got one more for you. The last one would be kind of a fun one, but so I talked about this before, and you kind of mentioned a little bit with the whole like making 50 cents off the ads. So I know a lot of people, I mean, even YouTube has advertised saying, you know, quit your job, do YouTube, we'll pay you better. I've seen that everywhere, but I feel like they're talking to, you know, big vloggers and people who do like the talking videos, like you were saying, so as a reaction channel that the majority of our music, well, a lot of the music we do gets copyrighted, and I know you don't obviously get, which I understand. I'd rather have it go to the band anyway. So the question is, and again, if you want to talk more about your live stream, which I think would be really cool, even when like you do it or whatever, can you make a living doing what we do on YouTube? I know it's your job, and I know we've talked about it, but like, can you do it, and how can you do it?
Essentially, it is possible. It is possible. But the only way that you're really going to do it, certainly with the type of content that we create, is by doing the live streams. Because obviously with the live streams, it enables people to donate. You've got different options in terms of how to do that. You've got the YouTube Super Chat as a standard, which is nicely integrated, nice and easy. People don't have to go anywhere else, which is great. In terms of for a creator that's on a small level, it's kind of hard to get that because, say for instance, you're not hitting your AdSense, which I believe at the minute is, I think the minimum, I think it's like $60 you need to have in AdSense in that period to then release the money. So I mean, I could get sent say $2,000 worth of super chats. If I've only got $50 worth of AdSense from my normal videos, then it's held until you, I mean, you will get it because if you reach $50 in AdSense one month and then you reach the 10 the next, then it releases that money. So you will always get it.
So
eventually,
the money releases at $50. Is that right?
As soon as you hit $60, or if you smash straight through it, then I think the following, it depends what day it hits. Basically, it's like on a certain cycle. But I mean, you've got that way of doing things. The one thing which does make it I personally find this way better is via Streamlabs, which is what I use.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I start my live streams, I basically have what you call priority requests. So people can come in. Say for instance, my live stream starts and I've not had anything. People can just comment any song that they want, and I'll just be like, right, what track do you want? And then I'll just do it. But say for instance, if I'm just looking through, and then people have given me a list. But then if I get one that comes up on stream because someone's gone and donated to the priority request list, then that one gets done first. And then I've seen that, people obviously, I've done it myself. I've gone on I've gone on like Rachel React's channel, and I've done it on hers. I've done it on Equus. I've done it on his because, if there's a song that I've just heard and I want to see them do it, I'll just be like, I'll chuck them some cash so that it gets done. So doing it that way, you can. Again, though, it's I mean, when I first started it was a bit weird. I mean, it happened by accident with me. I was never like, right, I'm going to do a live and I'm gonna say you can do this and blah blah. But it literally, I just went and did a live stream one day, and people started super chatting, and I was like, whoa, like I didn't expect it, and it was only when I saw how much YouTube takes from those super chats, and I was like, why? It's like when you start a job, and here in the UK, if they've not got your tax code right, you get emergency tax, so you could essentially get double the amount of tax taken away from you than's needed, and it's like, well, why am I using YouTube super chat?
Yeah,
I feel it's funny because this going out on YouTube, probably like, he's fucking slagging off super chat. But loads of people do. It's fine. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But I was like, looked at Streamlabs. I think Streamlabs literally takes, I think it's 10% off you. So everyone's gonna take a little bit of something. But it goes instant to you. It's not linked into your AdSense. If you went on my live stream tonight, for instance, sent me $10, it would literally be in my account at the moment. And for people that are trying to make some sort of living from doing it that way, it's great. But obviously, it doesn't matter whether you're a reaction channel or anything. I think it's a great way to go about it. And obviously it's something which YouTube expect people to do. They wouldn't have created the facility for you to be able to do that in the first place. So it is doable. It's a hard graft. I mean, when I do it, when I really hammer it, I do have to stream for about like, I think the most I've ever. What's the longest one? I think I did about 7 hours once.
7 hours. Whoa.
Yeah, man. It gets harsh. Gets harsh after a while. I mean, you can set within Streamlabs. You can set what you want it to be. Yeah. I don't have mine set to a huge amount. At the minute, it sort of works okay for me because obviously I don't just have what I do on YouTube as my income. I have the digital video work that I do as well. Right. So that'll helps as well. But like if I only had this, I'd probably have to set it to more. Yeah. But it's about finding that balance of what's enough for you, but also what's the right amount so you're not basically fleecing all your followers.
Sure. That's awesome, dude.
It's a balance.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's really good information for people who want to, because by the way, I'm sending this podcast to one of my subscribers because I know he had some questions. So I'm like, listen to this. He's a pro. He can help you out. Because he actually just messaged me saying he's going to try to start doing some reactions this week, and so he's really looking forward to it. And I was like, dude, if you need some advice, I'm going to send you this podcast. So I will be
sweet. Well, if he starts posting, man, send me a link. I'll be sure to go and check it out
for sure. I love how you're so supportive too. I think that's so cool, man. When I saw that you subscribed to me, I was like, he subscribed to me. What the heck, dude? I was so happy.
No, well, I think it's the way. I think it's the way people should be. I mean, I think the one thing that a lot of people don't realize that watch the reaction videos, that there are quite a fair few of us that we do communicate with each other, and even if it doesn't matter whether it's like, oh, dude, I've just seen this new song, you should totally do it because you'll love it. I think we just generally enjoy like chatting and stuff. Like, I mean, I speak with you, I speak with Orion, I speak with Guido from PTB Empire. Yeah, Matt he's awesome. Says, and is there I haven't spoken to him for a while, but I forgot his name now. He's really popular. I can't remember. He actually give me a lot of tips and stuff.
That's cool, man.
His name's just completely gone out of my mind. But like he was he told me about like when I always used to just put like Ginger Perennial Reaction, he said to me, he said, you should try putting some actual titles in, like, oh my God, this is fire, or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Doesn't always work, but you need to do what you can to grab people's attention. I mean, you know full well the reason why we'll put like a really bright thumbnail in when we can is to grab people's attention. And let's face it, it's a fact of the matter is, if you're featuring a band and it doesn't matter whether they're a good looking female or a good looking dude in the band, you're going to put that in the thumbnail because people see good looking people and they click. And I mean, God knows why people click on my links, man, because let's face it, dude, you're fucking oil painting.
No, dude. Dude, you're hilarious. No, dude, you are a handsome devil. Always. Absolutely, dude.
You're too kind, but I'm not really into long distance relationships, so I don't think
You're hilarious, dude. I love it. I love how we can joke about that stuff too. It's awesome, man. But dude, seriously.
Of course, man.
Yeah, dude, and seriously, like you have given such this has been great because not only have I learned, we got to talk about music and talk about just all types of things, man, and I'm just really excited for you and everything you have coming up, dude. So I want to end it with like one last question, and then of course we can chat after off the podcast or whatever, of course. So I just want to know, just a fun one. What are like 3 bands you're listening to right now, or a couple of bands you're listening to, just like on your own free time, like if you're outside or working? What are you jamming right now?
So, Terrafor is literally.
No, of course.
I listen to that all the time.
I love it, dude.
As everything unfolds, I've been listening to their was it their debut album? Well, EP. That they've just released that quite recently, and honestly, like it was out for a while before I checked it out, and everyone knows that I love them. And they were like, dude, you need to get on it, and I think it's literally been Terrafor and As Everything Unfolds recently. I mean, if I literally just if I just pull up like my Spotify, because I can tell you, because how it shows you what's like the latest stuff that I've always got on like repeat.
Yeah.
If I can see it.
I'm actually looking at mine too, see what I've been listening to lately.
So on repeat. So this is I mean, if I look at the top 5 tracks on my Spotify currently, Stay by As Everything Unfolds, Circle With Me by Spirit Box.
I love that song.
Yeah, amazing. Love Spirit Box. Peacekeeper by Through It All. Absolutely love Through It All. Great Aussie hardcore band. And then Terrafor Back to Life is like at number 4. The only reason that's probably at number 4 in there, because I don't generally always have it on through Spotify. I love watching the video, so I watch the video a lot on YouTube.
Yeah, awesome.
Dude. So I'm really pleased that it shows it as that though, because I always sort of like wonder, like, because I'd always wonder, like, am I actually listening to like any of the more sort of like mainstream stuff that he's listening to? But you literally just go into my Spotify and it's like, new band. Like a lot of people probably see the stuff that I share, because I'm friends with a lot of people as well that aren't into like the rock and the metal scene. Yeah, and they must see me sharing the stuff that I do with like the preview videos, thinking, oh man, he's absolutely nuts.
That's awesome, dude. So I was looking. I have Apple Music. I know a lot of people think I'm like some kind of spawn of evil because I use Apple Music, but
everyone uses different platforms, man. At the end of the day, we're all using it to get the same thing. So it doesn't really matter, does it?
Absolutely. So right now I'm jamming Wage War. I'm always jamming them. There's a band actually that I'm going to be doing an interview with the vocalist, Spirit Breaker. I feature them a lot on the channel. They're on Solid State Records. Their new album.
Heard of them.
Yeah. The vocalist Trey. Him and I have been talking, and he agreed to be on the podcast, which would be really cool. And then what else have I been listening to? I've listened to a lot of Seven Dust. I love Seven Dust.
Dude. Oh man, right. Like Seven Dust, they were one of those bands that I'd say out of everything that Seven Dust have ever done, I'd say Animosity is probably my favorite album. I've not really listened to much of the newer stuff, but that album, Animosity, I mean, that intro song, Tits on a Boar, man, that song is amazing.
Dude, I love that song, man. Dude, you know what's funny? When that album came out in 2001, Oh man, dude, I was like, well, the first album came out in like what 1997. I was 4 years old at the time. But yeah, dude, that's awesome. I love all the material. I love the new album Blood and Stone. It came out last year. I still listen to it often. So that's what I've been jamming lately. I love Seven Dust, dude. I don't know. I'm one of those guys where I really, and it might sound a little weird, but I think it's cool when African American guys are like at frontmen, and like Howard Jones and then Trey from Spirit Breaker, I think it's LJ Witherspoon, Yeah, I just think it's cool that it's like, oh, it's actually, I don't know, it's kind of cool to me. So, or even like Oceano. I don't know if you listen to Oceano, but he's a big boy.
I have heard of them.
Yeah,
it's really weird. It's like because I totally understand you saying that, but
yeah,
it's weird when I remember when I've seen I remember seeing a Seven Dust video on YouTube.
Yeah,
and someone literally commented, "Oh, he's all right for a black guy." I was like, "What the fuck, man? Like what does that even mean?
Yeah,
what does that?" It's like it's literally like saying, "Oh, that dude's an okay singer because he's got ginger hair." Like,
right? Yeah.
It literally makes no difference. But no, I do dig that, and I totally get what you're saying. I loved it, by the way. I remember when you featured Solar Shift, and you were like, "Yeah, we got a brother on the
That's
show."
right.
That was quality, man.
Dude, I was
like, not that it really matters.
Yeah, I was like, it doesn't. It just shows like that's so cool. Because I mean, obviously, let's be honest, you don't see a lot. You don't see a lot of like African American people. You just don't, and I just think it's really, I find it a little like inspiring. Like when I did vocals in my old band, I was like, man, I don't know how people are gonna take this, but I was like, you know what, it's cool. Howard Jones is one of my favorite singers. I love Killswitch Engage, so I was like, you know what, dude, we can do this. We got this. So, but yeah, I thought it was really cool. I remember that Solar Shift video when I said that. I was like, I hope they don't. I hope they don't get mad when I say that. But I was like, I'm just being on. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're allowed to say it.
That's right. Fine. That's right. Absolutely. You know it, man.
If I said it, people would be like, "It's a bit weird."
That's a bit weird. I would find it hilarious.
Like I remember when all that stuff was going on with like the riots, and I know in the States it's this thing of like all cops are bastards or something.
Yeah.
And like, one of the bands who I absolutely love, their drummer is a police officer, and I remember people were accusing him of being at this one event and being the ones that were firing like the tear gas or whatever it is at people. For a start, he wasn't he wasn't even there. That's not even in his it's not even his area where he's stationed. And when people started slamming all this stuff about it, people were saying like someone in some group had like started saying about when they were going on about the whole Black Lives Matter thing.
Right.
And somebody was asking me, "Oh, well, what's your thoughts on it?" I said, I'm not even going to comment on it. And I was like, I don't like getting into that discussion because although you can have a view that's relevant, people can always turn it around. And I was like, I'd just rather not discuss it. I was like, I understand your views. I was like, but not all cops are bastards. And they were like, oh, no. I know why you don't want to say anything. And I was like, oh, why is that then? They were like, well, because you're a racist, obviously. So I was like, that was literally it. I literally knew. Because I wasn't giving an opinion on it, people then brand you that, and I was like, we've had here in the UK when we all had to be locked down, and there were people that were going on these protest runs, whether it was to do with Black Lives Matter or because they were against vaccinations or anything like that. Yeah, I happily was saying, I was like, these people are fucking idiots. Yeah, and like. There's people that I know that did it, and if they asked me personally, I'd say, look, I respect you. I respect you for having your beliefs, for doing that. Yeah. Trouble is, these days, you can't have an opinion about something without somebody trying to make you feel bad for it. And
right.
It's just
I know, dude.
These people that want to go and protest, that's absolutely fine. They might see something that I don't want to do, like not having the vaccination,
right?
And thinking this person's an idiot. But I have my reasons. I'll get it when literally the only reason I will get it is once they make it that you can't attend shows without having it.
Right.
That is literally the only reason why I'll get it. I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I just don't see the point in me getting it. I had to do the lateral flow test to go to bloodstock. I have to do like a new one, I think, in like, what day are we on? It's on Monday. So I'll have to do one on Thursday because I'll be going on Friday. If I'd have been double jabbed, I could have gone to the show and had to do a lateral flow test. You can still be jabbed and have COVID.
Yeah.
But it's fine to be double jabbed, not do a test. So God knows how many people could actually be going into it and having it. But, you know, I mean, I full well, I'm sure at some point I'll have said something to someone which it completely contradicts everything that I've just said. But it's the way the world works now. You can't have an opinion without something. If I love Spirit Box and Ginger because I'm a fucking simp, obviously.
Right. That's the only reason. Right? You can't just like them because you're, you know, just a fan. Yeah, dude, that's like with anything, man. Yeah, you can't have an opinion on anything. It doesn't matter what it is, dude. People will always bash you. So I always try to not get involved with that kind of stuff. Because again, I'm the same way. I'm just like, you know, you can do what you want, and I'll still like you as a person. I have no problem with what you believe in. If you don't want to get the vaccine, it doesn't change my opinion on you, dude. I just wish more people would see that. But yeah, man, no, I appreciate that, dude. That's just the way the world's going nowadays. It's sad, but you know, it's the way that it goes, dude. But all right, man. Well, I just want to say, like, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I'm super excited to. Yeah, dude, absolutely, man. And everybody, make sure you go check out FYM Reacts on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, like a couple of videos, join to his live streams. Just be the man. Go check him out. He's awesome. Is there anything else you want to say about your channel?
Yeah, sometimes I look better than others because it depends whether I've got a fucking spot on the end of my nose or not.
You're funny.
Like today. No, man, you know, people enjoy the music, you know.
Yeah, man.
Come stop by, enjoy it. Just some new music. So it's all good.
Yeah, come hang out. Absolutely. So, all right, guys. Well, this has been the Chandler Burton Podcast. Again, I want to thank you, Kevin, for taking time out of your day, dude, to talk, laugh, talk about music, YouTube, and just being a good bro, dude. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you, dude.
You're welcome, dude. Until next time, hope you all take care, and thank you again for the ongoing support.
Cheers.